as daredevils turn on the heat to keep pace with the tempo of the time. This madcap adventurer puts on his show by being dragged right into the picture. There's no harm done. Now fearless auto drivers put on their thrilling act before a jam-packed grandstand and stage a flaming show. High in the air without wings, and he clears the bus. But it's not a four-point landing. So he'll try it once again. Here comes another headed for trouble. In slow motion, we see the crack up in detail. Yes, there's a man in the driver's seat, but for how long, nobody knows.
For real thrills and excitement, daredevils tempt fate against inconceivable odds as they lay themselves open to stunts designed for destruction. These men make their living dangerously, risking their bodies in a daily contest with their lives for the prize. Racing high-speed automobiles with wide-open throttle, these fearless road demons throw away all caution. It takes courage and luck to come out of these stunts alive, and these daring drivers have a lot of both. No risk is too great as they dream up new stunts in their complete defiance of all danger. Yes, it takes a lot of nerve and a lot of courage, and with some of these gallant gentlemen, the sky's the limit. Here's an adventurous soul high above an alpine valley, traveling fully equipped for a light lunch. With infinite grace and skill, he appears to be moving casually over the high wire, but it takes only one misstep for the tables to turn. Yet, with nerves of steel that never affect his appetite, he doesn't seem to have a worry in the world. And here's another high stepper taking his life in his hands, nearly 4,000 feet above the valley floor. Look at that beautiful alpine view behind him. With complete assurance of his own skill, he appears oblivious of the chasm waiting almost hopefully beneath him for the slightest error that would send him hurtling down into space and certain death. But once again, this aerial artist cheats death and walks off to the safety of an alpine mountain peak. With the invention of the airplane, the tempters of fate have found still another means of testing their skills. Roaring peacefully into the air, like some ancient mythical goddess, the aerial acrobat twists and turns in open space as she dares the elements to send her plummeting down from her place in the sky. There's plenty of danger up there, and she knows it, but it's living, dangerous living, and once more she comes out on top. Speaking of coming out on top, the top of a car doesn't look like exactly the sort of spot you choose for an airport, but then danger isn't your business. Here's courage and split-second timing combined for one of the great thrills in a dangerous game. Coordination between pilot and driver are what the intrepid stuntman must depend on as the plane comes into land on this postage stamp field. Dangling precariously in midair as he searches for footing, he can't afford a mistake at almost 100 miles an hour. On the other hand, there are some people who are willing to do anything for a laugh. Can't you take a hit, mister? Go on, beat it. But there's no fooling around when you're playing with aerial stunting. It's hard, dangerous work that demands skill and precision on the part of the stuntman. Swinging from the belly of a speeding plane, less than 20 feet from the ground, this daring stuntman goes through his tricky routines with nothing between him and certain death but a couple of ropes and a steel bar. Dangerous, it's practically murder. For thrills and danger that send chills whipping through the hardiest strongman, here's one that will send your head spinning. This Iron Man is about to literally roll himself up into a ball for the sake of his fans. Dizzy? Well, a little, but it's all in the day's work when danger is your living. now for some high jinks on the edge of a ledge above a busy city as our fearless stuntman teeters precariously over space. And for more thrills, he'll try anything as he tempts the gods in his battle with life and death. Balance and skill are on his side, but as he puts his head into his work, he knows that one false move or a strong gust of wind can send him hurtling down to his death below. Like his work? Well, he loves it. Here are some real daredevils who will literally burn up the turf with their hair-raising stunts and crashes. Nothing can stop them as they send their motorcycles roaring into obstacles that seem impenetrable. And as the cycles crash through spraying fingers of knife-edged glass, the slow-motion camera brings the full daring of these audacious exploits into focus. Still on wheels, defying the law of gravity, these zooming, whirling cyclists gamble with the fates as they keep the throttles wide open and roar around the barrel, their bodies horizontal to the floor below, death waiting for the single miss of the powerful motors or the slipping skid of loss of traction. But speed isn't the only thrill on wheels. The old-fashioned bicycle provides excitement and danger for those who like to live dangerously when it's combined with all the elements of big chance. Racing down the runway with lightning speed, the cyclist shows no fear as he is flung into the air, high over the heads of the crowds below to land gracefully in 4 feet of water. Thrills and danger come in all sorts of styles for the ingenious gamblers, and here's a human firecracker who will take the full impact of the dynamite explosion as the charge is detonated. There's no second guessing in this sort of stunt. There's only one mistake allowed. Here's real courage and daring to make a man shiver. They gamble with death all over the world, even Paris, with a sheer drop of 984 feet and only a strong set of uppers to keep him from plunging to his finish below. This daredevil uses all his skill and strength to maintain his precarious position in midair as the camera keeps its somber eye on him. Well, here's a couple who will probably get a big bang out of their work. They go hurtling with terrific speed through the open space. And now our slow-motion camera records their graceful flight. They zoom through the air to the safety net at the other end of their journey. Not to be outdone, the high-wire artists show their skill as they maneuver dangerously high over the crowds. With precision and grace, they execute their difficult act with only a thin piece of wire for a stage and teamwork that demands split-second timing and absolute coordination. One slip, one error, one misjudgment can mean catastrophe. Exhibitions like these require a lot of nerve and more skill, and the people on the high wire know it. And now for the real highlight in living dangerously. A man who defies all attempts at description as he raises himself high above the city, baiting the fates with a breathtaking exhibition of balance. He supports his entire weight on one finger. Rings on his ankles and the unbelievable grace of a bird in the sky, this human weather vane demonstrates the ultimate in daring, a stunt king among the men and women who like living dangerously.
Beach, Florida, here is the 1962 Auto Thrill Show, coming your way on the Sports Spectacular. Brought to you by Ford, presenting 3 brand new lively ones. The new Galaxy 500 XL, the new Fairlane 500 Sports Coupe, and the new Falcon Sports Futura.
Hi, this is Jack Whitaker, welcoming you to another Sports Spectacular. And today you're going to see amazing things done in automobiles by men and women. Now, the auto thrill season has not begun yet, but here in West Palm Beach is where they winter and where they break in their new stunts. We're going to see some of those new stunts for the first time today, plus the old surefire ones. Now, these stands are empty right now, but in a few hours they'll be filled to capacity. And now let's take a look at some of the fabulous acts we'll be seeing in our auto thrill show this afternoon. Over here are all the brand new 1962 cars that will be used. They're all stock cars. Nothing's been done to them to soup them up. You see the drivers, both men and women, out taking a look at them. One of the most important jobs here in winter quarters is to get the cars broken in for the season ahead. These are some of the finest drivers in the country, most of them famous racing drivers before they went into the thrill business.
Now it's show day for the Tournament of Thrills at the Palm Beach Speedway. A capacity crowd has turned out to watch these drivers put the cars through their paces. The automobiles are all brand new 1962 Galaxies, Fairlanes, and Falcons. These cars are standard in every way, except that the mufflers have been removed to heighten the excitement with the added noise. The voice you hear in the background belongs to the show's veteran announcer, Al Doheny.
This afternoon, they're here to thrill you. You in Delaware, will you please get off the track? The cars will be coming. Well, this is no time to be tiny, fellas. No, now, here they come, ladies and gentlemen. Watch them as they come out of the turn. Faster and faster. With every turn of the wheel, they're racing bonus. There they go. Watch them as they... Hey, Creeper, get up the car. Here, watch it. Hey, it's up there. Oh, boy. Get a load of old Creeper. I'll bet he's swallowed his bubble gum that time. Hey, Creeper, Delaware, you better get him off of there, kid. Wowee, man, oh man. And what a way to drive those automobiles. Watch them as they swing those cars around. They'll be racing back once again, maneuvering down the track, crisscrossing and wigwagging out there. Here they come. Watch them as they flash past here. Crisscrossing, zigzagging, bringing them. Watch it, look out. They're getting mighty close, fellows. Now they'll whip those cars around once again and come, look at that, look at those forward spins. Oh, what a brutal, torturing way to drive an automobile. Now here they come again, these 2 sensational drivers. Watch them as they come roaring over these rampways. They come zooming over those hurdles. Here they come faster and faster. Watch for the crossover between the rampway and... Oh, brother. How in the world can they drive with such precision and skill? Ladies and gentlemen, it takes split-second timing, perfect coordination of mind and muscle to drive in that manner. And they swing those cars around, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. You're a wonderful audience. Swinging through here, crisscrossing, zigzagging, look out. All time. Yes, sirree, precision driving. You'll see it here this afternoon. And now, folks, instead of just 2 automobiles, we're going to have 4-car Roman racing. 2 more sensational drivers, ladies and gentlemen, are going to join that set for a Wild Bill Award out there for 4-car Roman racing, the modern version of the Roman steeplechase. They'll all line up out there now, bumper to bumper, like a giant caterpillar, coming out of the turn, faster and faster with every turn of the wheel, racing from the straight. Here we go! What a way to drive. It's Motor Madness here tonight, this afternoon. Yes, sir. And they swing those cars around. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be streaking past here. 4 great drivers mixing it up. Here they come. Really pouring it on. Look out, fellas. Look out. Yes, sir. It takes perfect timing and coordination, real teamwork to drive in that manner without mishap. The slightest miscalculation and anything can happen. Look at them peeling off out there. Now once again, these 4 great drivers will turn it on for you. This time they'll come racing over the rampways, hitting those elevations. Right wheels on the rampways this time. Here they come, pouring it on, really bearing down faster and faster, heading for the first elevation, bumper to bumper. Ladies and gentlemen, these automobiles withstand a lot of brutal, torturous punishment. We use these cars in our shows day in and day out. In addition to that, we travel cross-country and then putting on thousands of miles per week in order to meet our schedules. It takes a rugged automobile to withstand that type of punishment. A Ford, if you please. Ladies and gentlemen, those 1962 Fords can really take it. Here they come again. Four great drivers. Look out. Zigzagging, moving in there. Oh, boy, bumper's clicking that time. All right, ladies and gentlemen, now here's where you're really going to see it. A modern version of the Roman steeplechase. It's a far cry from the old Roman era of Ben-Hur's time when they used chariots drawn by horses. This is the rocket age of speed and power. Here they come, bumper to bumper and side by side. Four cars all clustered together, high in the air. Oh, boy. It's motor madness here this afternoon. A grueling ordeal of man and machine. Once again, they whip those Fords around, putting them to their paces. Four sensational drivers out there. Wild Bill Ward, the Canadian ace, Jumpin' Johnny Hardinger, Clell Jackson, the Colorado Kid, and the mighty Max Bessler. Lots of talent and teamwork involved here. Down the track they come, crisscrossing, maneuvering. Oh, man, how close can we get? Well, ladies and gentlemen, this time, as they swing those cars around, believe it or not, these four great drivers are going to attempt to come shooting over those hurdles and attempt to do a crossover between the ramps. There's still another one at the end of the second set of ramps. They're going to be really busy this time. Crossing over, ladies and gentlemen, they'll have only a moment in which to do the crossover between the rampways. Here they come now, bearing down faster and faster, racing for the first elevation. Watch them as they hit that ramp. Ladies and gentlemen, you're really seeing it here this afternoon. Just the replay, under rugged conditions, these daredevils are demonstrating to you precision driving of the highest caliber. Ladies and gentlemen, they'll be coming back here in a moment, and I know you're going to have a real rousing West Palm Beach reception for four really sensational drivers. Here they are, ladies and gentlemen. The driver of the first car out there, Wild Bill Ward, the Canadian ace. Here comes the Johnny Hardinger getting in there to a flying horse. And the Columbus Kid, Paul Jackson, ladies and gentlemen. And last but not least, here he is, the mighty Max Bessler of Dayton, Ohio. Nice going, fellas. And thank you, one and all. You certainly are a grand audience here this afternoon. Thank you very much. Well, Jackson, the Columbus Kid from Columbus, Ohio, is going to attempt to do the daring slide for life here in just a moment. Well, he's mounted on the rear of the automobile. They're coming out of the turn. Everything seems to be in readiness. Okay, get set, man. There it is. That track is blazing. It's very, very hot. All eyes on Clell Jackson. Here they come faster and faster. Down. He goes sliding. What a way to make a living. There he is, ladies and gentlemen. Clell Jackson, the Columbus Kid. High speed being demonstrated by a couple of daredevils out there in those automobiles. Watch them as they put them through their paces. They'll swing those cars around and head back down here to get in position from the other end of the straightaway, and they'll come shooting over the rampways. Two wheels on the ramps, two wheels on the ground, balancing the cars on two wheels as long as possible. They'll be driving with one hand at all times. There they go, please. Once again, they'll whip those Fords around and come racing back for their first trip through. Left wheels on the rampways this first time. Two wheels on the ramp, two wheels on the ground. Takes precision and skill. Watch them. He's on his way, the mighty Max Bessler. Lining up for the first elevation. There he goes. Left wheels on the ramp this first time. Look out. Bring it up, Max. Here we go again. Oh, man alive, what driving. Here comes Bumps Willard, ladies and gentlemen. Left wheels up. driving those automobiles, racing over those rampways, balancing them on two wheels as long as possible. You're seeing it here this afternoon. Lots of action, plenty of thrills. From the movie lots of Hollywood, ladies and gentlemen, from the movie lots of Hollywood, the proving grounds of Detroit and the racetracks of the world, they come to serve you this afternoon as they thrill millions, crisscrossing, zigzagging out there. Guinea from the automotive industry, men who literally risk their very lives day in and day out testing automobiles and equipment so that you and I can have safe cars in which to ride. This time, ladies and gentlemen, they'll attempt to put the right wheels on the rampway. Right wheels up, that means the driver's side down. With the added weight of the driver bearing down on the opposite side there, anything can happen. Watch carefully. Here he comes. That's the mighty Max Tesla. Right wheel. Right down here. Right here. Whoa! Boy, oh boy. It takes precision and skill. Bucks forward now. Driving with one hand. Up he goes. That old man. Yes, sir, ladies and gentlemen, they're pouring it on here this afternoon in the Tournament of Thrills. This show, friends, is known throughout the world, and this is our first show of the season, and we certainly are happy to have such a wonderful audience here as we have for West Palm Beach. Certainly been a pleasure working here throughout the week. Here we go, crisscrossing and zigzagging. Boy, oh boy, how close can we get? Those automobiles must respond instantaneously to the driver's will. The slightest miscalculation and anything can happen. All right, they whip the cars around again. This time, ladies and gentlemen, they're going to attempt to negotiate a crossover between the rampways. Those ramps are high, they're narrow, only a moment in which to do a crossover. Shooting over the first ramp on the right wheel, down to the crossover on the left wheel. There it is, beautifully done. Nice going there, Max Tesla. And now, here he comes, high in the air, left wheel up in the crossover, down the right wheel. Hey, Buck Willer turning it on there. Hey, yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be coming back here in just a moment. In the meantime, I think we'll elevate those ramps out there, gentlemen. Watch it, though. They'll be coming in here. Thank you, folks. That's right, then. Throw those ramps up higher. Elevate those ramps several inches higher for aerial wingovers. Now, ladies and gentlemen, now that these ramps are being elevated several inches higher, here's where you're really going to see precision driving. These drivers, driving those 1962 stock Ford Fairlanes, will go racing over the ramps, those highly elevated, narrow rampways on two wheels. Okay, here he comes, the mighty Max Tesla, lining up for the first elevation. Left wheel's up this first time. All eyes on Max Tesla. There he goes. Look out, Max. Oh, boy, oh, boy. Watch this next one now. Left wheel's up. Here we go. Oh, boy, what driving. Yes, sir, ladies and gentlemen. You're seeing aerial wingovers now. There he is. Oh, man, all right. Here we go again. Look out. Actually defying the law of gravity out there. You're really seeing it here this afternoon, friends. Under rugged conditions, these daredevils demonstrating to you precision driving of the highest caliber. They'll be coming back here. I know you're going to have a tremendous ovation for two really great stunt men. Daredevils of great renown. Thanks, Thomas, for the automatic. The mighty Max Tesla, Buck Willer. Nice going out, boys. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, one and all. Al Gross of Fort Lauderdale, Florida, will now attempt to do aerial wingovers using a fabulous flying Falcon. These are all stock cars, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing has been done to alter or strengthen them in any manner. Watch carefully as Al Gross puts this car through its maneuvers. He'll be coming down each time with the right wheels on the rampways, making it more daring than ever, more spectacular than ever. Right wheels on the ramps each time, so watch carefully. That means the driver's side down. Ladies and gentlemen, he's going to try to keep it up on its side as long as possible. Here he comes, driving with one hand, right wheels up he goes. Ladies and gentlemen, he got it over on his side that time, heading home we'll get to our cameras there. They'll soon have him upright. Al Gross out there demonstrating aerial wing-overs. He'll try again in just a moment. All ladies and gentlemen, those people out there in the infield are slightly perturbed, I dare say. I never saw such scrambling in all my life. We're all set now for Al Gross to try again. Al Gross, ladies and gentlemen, is going to attempt to do aerial wing-overs. He's going to attempt to keep it on its side as he goes down the track, keep it over on one side as long as possible without actually going completely over. Here we go again. Right wheels up this time again. Right wheels up. Try again. He indicates with his hand out there he's going to try once more. Well, ladies and gentlemen, have you seen such driving? Actually defying the law of gravity. Al Gross out there. Fabulous flying Falcon. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Al is going to attempt to carry that same maneuver out as long as possible. Let's see if he can round that curve. Let's see how far he can go this time. All right, I'm betting on Al Gross out there, ladies and gentlemen, and the fabulous flying Falcon doing aerial wing-overs. The finance company is worrying this afternoon, believe me. Here we go again. Right wheels up. Way on out. Look at that angle. Oh, brother, how far over can we go? He's going out of round. Ladies and gentlemen, look at that. Right, like a flying out the top. Look at that. There he goes. Oh, if you ever see that driving. When you leave here this afternoon, friends, you can tell anyone you meet that you've seen the world's greatest. And they're here this afternoon demonstrating precision and skill in driving for you. Ladies and gentlemen, what do you say to the type of driving skill that Al Gross has attained through many, many years of practicing out of here? I want to know Al Gross of I'm going now. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you one and all. Two sensational stuntmen risking their very lives here this afternoon in attempting the aerial rocket leap. As they come racing back, they must attain the exact amount of speed. A mile or two per hour, too fast or too slow, could prove disastrous. As they come approaching the elevation there, the approach ramp, leaping from ramp to ramp as the automobile goes underneath, Don Chadwick will have to have perfect timing, perfect speed. Here he comes, ladies and gentlemen. Will he be able to do it? Will he have the proper speed? Here he goes. He's heading for the ramp. Beautifully done. Ladies and gentlemen, you saw for yourself with your very own eyes the human. There he is, ladies and gentlemen, the aerial rocket leap, ladies and gentlemen, and they're coming back here in just a moment. In a show, friends, where all the stuntmen are superb. Here he is, Don Chadwick. It's magnificent. There he is, ladies and gentlemen, Don Chadwick in the lead car, round the wide in the other automobile. Nice going, fellas.
Now, 3 new cars for the lively life. The lively ones from Ford.
Live it up, live it up, live it up, live it up, live it up. Have a fling, start to swing. Don't be square, get somewhere. Most of all, have a ball, jazz it up and have fun. Live it up with a lively one from Ford.
Live it up with the new Galaxy 500 XL. From soft top or hard top. Both have new bucket seats and Thunderbird console and a choice of 4-speed stick shift or automatic transmission. A new optional Thunderbird V8 engine packs 405 horsepower. The new Galaxy 500 XL, the goingest of the lively ones from Ford. And here's the lively new Falcon Sports Futura, this Thunderbird Jazz in its sharp new roofline with optional vinyl covering. And look, bucket seats, personal console. It's a lively new version of America's favorite compact. Priced under many standard compacts, it's the savingest of the lively ones, the new Falcon Sports Futura. And here's the new Fairlane 500 Sports Coupe. With bucket seats, personal console, it's a lively new way to have a ball on a budget. Up front is the optional new Challenger 260 V8 engine. Sassy enough not to be fooled with. It's so much more car, you'd never guess it costs so little. The Fairlane 500 Sports Coupe, another of the lively ones from Ford.
Get around, hear the sound, spread your wings, think new things. If you just want to ride, get some wheels. But if you want to swing, get a Ford. Laugh it up, love it up, live it up with a lively one from Ford.
At your Ford dealer, the liveliest place in town.